Do you know that you have been harboring a cesspool of disease in your colon for decades? Fasting is the reset button for life, but if you don't know how to flush out toxins and break your fast correctly, you are unwittingly turning your body into a deadly toxin reservoir. Hello, my old friends. I'm Dr. Ethan Marshall, a 60-year-old health expert from the United States. And today, I want to start with a truth that might startle you. The most powerful medicine to heal the body is not found in any pharmacy, but lies right within your ability to do nothing. Before we discover the secret of this stillness together, please take a second to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and share this video. Your support is the biggest motivation for me to continue making quality health content. Imagine our body like a house that has been used for 50 or 60 years, where every day we bring in new items, which is food, but rarely take the time to clean the dusty corners or get rid of the waste that has accumulated in the basement since childhood, making the biological machinery sluggish and overloaded. I know that when mentioning the word fasting, the first reaction of most of us is fear. We are afraid of the feeling of gnawing hunger, afraid of low blood pressure, afraid of losing strength, because the mentality of eating to gain strength has been ingrained in the subconscious, forcing us to swallow food even when having a high fever or being exhausted. Something that absolutely no animal in nature does. Observe the natural world. When an animal is sick or injured, its first instinct is to find a quiet cave, lie still, and stop eating completely, because the loss of appetite is actually not a trouble, but an earnest plea from the doctor within wanting you to stop adding burdens so that all energy is focused on repairing deep-seated damages. Therefore, short-term fasting, just from 24 to 36 hours, is not an ascetic torture, but the gentlest and safest first step. Like a peaceful Sunday for the digestive system to rest, helping older people like us get used to purification without causing major shocks to the body, paving the way for a revival from within. To end this first part of sharing, I want you to settle down and ask yourself an important question. When you feel tired or are coming down with something, what does your body really want? A. Want to eat something nutritious to gain strength? Or B. Want to rest completely and not take in anything more? Leave a comment A or B below so we can discuss together. To truly understand why our bodies need these healing silences, we need to look at the nature of life through the wise lens of Professor Arnold Ehret, a great teacher who left humanity the formula vitality equals power minus obstruction. A simple equation, but one that completely changed the way I look at medicine. Imagine your body as a perfect compressed air engine, where power is air pressure and an endless source of natural energy, while obstruction is the mucus, toxins, drugs, and food residues accumulated over decades of wrong eating, causing friction and hindering our biological machine. When you fast, you are not starving the body as per the constant fear, but you are performing a great act of liberation by stopping the addition of obstruction, thereby allowing the natural internal power to rise to increase vitality and repel disease. However, this process cannot go smoothly if we ignore the main drainage system of the body house, which is the colon, where experts like Norman Walker and Bernard Jensen have spent their lives warning that blockage here is the root of all health calamities. When you stop eating, the intelligent body will immediately switch to a general cleaning mode. It begins to loosen, peel off, and dissolve toxic wastes that have been encased for years in tissues, cells, and joints to pour into the intestines to expel them. This is the most dangerous time of the purification process, because if your colon is paralyzed or blocked by layers of old hardened feces, that huge amount of released toxins will find no way out and be forced to seep back into the blood, causing extremely harmful auto-intoxication. This phenomenon is the answer to the uncomfortable symptoms that many people encounter when fasting, such as severe headaches, rapid heartbeat, restlessness, or extreme fatigue. That is absolutely not a sign of nutritional deficiency or exhaustion, but clear evidence that your blood is being polluted by the very waste being stirred up. Therefore, we need to completely change our thinking about disease, not considering uncomfortable symptoms as enemies or attacks from the outside, but understanding that it is a desperate and courageous effort of the body to eliminate poison to save itself. And fasting is the most effective method to accelerate that elimination process, returning the body to its original pure state. To implement a safe and effective short-term fasting procedure, we need to follow a scientific roadmap consisting of 3 strict stages, starting with careful preparation, because you cannot be driving a car at high speed and suddenly brake hard. Just as you cannot force a body consuming heavy meat and fish to immediately switch to a state of complete rest without causing anaphylactic shocks. 1 to 2 days before entering the fasting phase, be kind to your digestive system by switching to a gentle transition diet, focusing on steamed vegetables, fresh salads, or low-sugar fruits, while completely eliminating heavy starches and animal protein to soften the hardened waste blocks in the intestines, creating momentum for the upcoming elimination process. When officially entering 24 to 36 hours of fasting, stop taking in all solid foods so that the stomach and intestines can rest completely. But do not just sit still in one place, but actively invite healing energy sources from nature as taught in ancient texts. Step outside to let the angel of air purify the lungs. Let the angel of sunshine warm and activate the skin. And use lemon water diluted with honey to neutralize the mucus melting in the blood. However, the crucial key determining the success or failure of this process, which I always emphasize to every patient, is assisting the body in eliminating waste through colon cleansing measures such as enemas or colonics. You need to visualize that when the body gathers all its strength to push toxins from each cell down to the intestines, this place will become a huge and toxic waste dump. If you do not actively open the discharge door through enemas, you will unintentionally turn your body into a sealed toxin tank, causing unnecessary fatigue and pain. Colon cleansing during this phase not only helps you feel relieved immediately, but also completely prevents the phenomenon of reabsorption of toxins, turning the fasting experience into a smooth purification journey instead of a miserable battle. Finally, keep your mind in absolute peace. Dismiss all fears of nutritional deficiency or false hunger, and place full trust in the body's wisdom. Because when the mind is quiet and free of anxiety, the internal healing energy source can operate most smoothly, taking you through this purification phase like a good restorative sleep after long, tiring days. I must warn you of a vital truth if you notice. That is the most dangerous moment of the entire purification process is not when you are fasting, but the very moment you decide to eat the first meal again. Because a small mistake at this step not only destroys all the effort you have put in, but can also cause biological shocks more serious than not fasting. Many people mistakenly believe that after a period of stopping eating, the body is exhausted and needs to be replenished immediately with hearty, energy-rich dishes. But according to Professor Arnold Ehret, this is a deadly wrong thinking because during the time you rested, the body worked hard to peel off, dissolve, and loosen the mucus and toxins clinging tightly in the intestinal walls and blood vessels to prepare for elimination. If at this moment you load into the stomach indigestible foods that create mucus like rice, bread, animal meat, or dairy products, you unintentionally erect a solid wall blocking the flow of waste seeking a way out, causing a huge amount of toxins to be congested, turning back to attack cells with much more powerful toxicity. Therefore, the golden rule when breaking a fast is not eating for nutrition, but eating to support the elimination process. Or in other words, the first meal must act as a soft but effective broom to sweep away all the loosened residues out of the body. The most ideal food for this transition moment must have high laxative properties, such as a few pieces of juicy fruit like watermelon, grapes, oranges, to help provide water and pure energy, or even better, a plate of raw vegetable salad, grated small like carrots or cabbage, which healing masters often call the intestinal broom, to help scrub clean the folds in the intestinal wall. Besides choosing the right food, eating attitude also plays a decisive role. You need to eat very slowly. Chew each piece thoroughly, as if you are meditating with food. Because the stomach is currently in a state of deep rest and extremely sensitive, any haste or stuffing will lead to violent resistance from the digestive system. Remember that our goal is to re-establish internal order, not to satisfy the craving of the taste buds. So listen to the honest voice of the body and only start eating again when real hunger appears. Absolutely avoid the temptation of eating too full the first time, because the art of ending a fast in a disciplined manner is the measure of maturity and awareness, and is the key to preserving the results of the healing process. Finally, I want to send a message to you, my companions on the path of seeking peace in the twilight years. Do not ever consider fasting as a punishment or an ascetic race, but look at it as a precious gift, a magical restart button that the Creator has bestowed, so we can press it ourselves every week to find the inherent balance. For older people like us, when the biological machine has operated nonstop through the ups and downs of time, performing periodic short-term fasts is the most optimal maintenance method, helping to wash away the residues of the past, lighten the burden on internal organs, thereby awakening fresh energy sources and bringing amazing clarity to the mind. We are living in an era where people often mistakenly believe that health can be bought with expensive pill packs or modern medical treatments. But the bare and most profound truth is that true health cannot be bought or sold. It is a worthy reward reserved only for those who know how to respect discipline and deeply understand the immutable operating laws of nature. The fact that you commit to spending 24 to 36 hours each week to stop food intake is not only an act of cleaning the stomach, but also a spiritual practice, a cultivation of will to overcome trivial desires and bring yourself back to the primordial rhythm of life. The ultimate goal of this journey is not simply to achieve a vigorous, disease-free body, but higher and further, it is reaching a state of complete purity from within, where every corner of the cell is washed clean, creating a solid foundation for body, mind, and spirit to blend into a unified and peaceful block. Let's start this great journey from today, not with empty slogans, but with small but steadfast steps. By listening to the whispering voice of the body and with the iron belief that within you always lies a great healer waiting to be awakened to heal all wounds, bringing you back to the most complete and brilliant state of life. The short-term fasting journey is not simply stopping food intake, but a sacred ritual for the body to heal itself and regenerate energy from deep within. Together, we have discovered the truth that vitality does not come from eating a lot, but from eliminating toxic resistances accumulated for years in the body, especially in the colon system, which is likened to the sewer of the biological house. This 24 to 36-hour process requires thoughtful preparation to soften waste, strict discipline in cleaning the intestines to avoid dangerous reverse poisoning, and most importantly, sophistication when ending the process with naturally laxative foods to sweep away residues. This is the necessary restart button to help us find the balance between body and mind, returning the body to the original pure state bestowed by the Creator, turning old age into a time of clarity and peace instead of disease. The biggest lesson we need to etch in our hearts is listening to and respecting the whispering voice of the body instead of chasing momentary taste desires or baseless fears. Sustainable health cannot be bought with money but must be built on the foundation of understanding natural laws and self-discipline. To apply it to life immediately, you don't need to do anything too big. Try starting by skipping one dinner a week or dedicating a whole Sunday just to drinking lemon honey water, breathing fresh air, and observing the subtle changes happening inside you like a silent and loving observer. In your opinion, is the biggest barrier preventing you from daring to perform detox fasting the fear of gnawing hunger or not knowing how to handle detox fatigue during the implementation process? Please share your sincere thoughts in the comments section so we can solve it together. If you wish to learn deeper about self-healing and body purification methods methodically, I have prepared a gift which is an ebook synthesizing valuable health knowledge from masters Please fill in the information in the link in the description below to receive it completely free. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and share this video with your old friends and loved ones to support me in continuing to produce valuable content, together spreading a green and peaceful lifestyle to the community.